Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Haskell Internship Experience Podcast. I am your host, Ally Guilloux, and today I am joined by Tabata Cortes. Tabata, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. As you know, team is one of Haskell's core values, so would love to kick us off with today's call, learning a little bit more about the degree that you just obtained and then the teams that you're working with here at Haskell now.
Well, I studied accounting at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, and I finished last year.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit more about kind of what you're doing on a daily basis with your teams now.
I'm currently part of the HR department here in Mexico, especially in the payroll area, specifically in this area, which is a dynamic role with we handle pay stubs here in Mexico and Latin America. So it's interesting to see how it works with different regulations in different countries.
At Haskell, we create things that matter. Do you want to tell us a little bit about some of the projects that you've been working on during your internship experience?
Yeah, here we take care of the payroll for Latin America for countries like Nicaragua, Ecuador, Colombia, and Guatemala. So we have to look into a lot of regulations, labor laws, and that's what I've been involved in mostly. It's been exciting to get to know a little bit about different countries.
Tabata, tell us a little bit about some of your favorite experiences from your internship experience so far.
Well, I've had a great experience so far. Also, during the power hours, they've been very helpful. We've had sessions for many things, presentation, leadership, which has been great. I've learned a lot through those experiences, which I've later applied to the full-time job that I have now. It's been great.
It's kind of a fun way for you to connect with your cohort, especially with you being, so far away. So it's nice to be able to see some of those faces and make friends too. Haskell is built on a foundation of core values of team, excellence, service, and trust. Maybe tell the audience a little bit about how you've maybe seen some of this on display during your internship experience.
I've definitely seen the core values of team, since everyone's always willing to give you a hand. Also, trust is something that I've experienced firsthand. They've given me the opportunity to start a project and go through it all to the end. Excellence is something also that we look very careful here in the payroll department, since we have to go through all of the data and everything has to be accurate.
It's a big responsibility handling other people's finances, so I imagine there's a lot of trust involved for that too.
Yes, definitely.
What advice would you give to another college student who is considering an internship opportunity here with Haskell?
I would definitely encourage them to do so. They're going to learn a lot, and this would be a great way to experience the world environment. I think it would set high expectations for everyone.
Definitely a good opportunity to kind of put what you're learning at school into practice and like you said, in a real world setting. What advice would you give to a new intern for them to make the most out of their internship experience?
I would say just ask questions. I think that would be very important here during this period, this internship. I think it would be the time you can be the most vulnerable, since you're learning and everyone's willing to give you the answers. It would allow you to take more ownership of the work you're doing.
Tabata, you recently have converted your internship into a full-time opportunity. Congratulations, by the way. What has been some of the most meaningful lessons that you've taken from your internship experience that you can now apply in your full-time role?
Well, this has been a huge learning experience, and what I've learned the most, I think, would be adaptability and also being able to communicate effectively between one department and the other, since we're spread all over the world. So we have to communicate effectively to make sure everything is accurate and up to date.
That's great advice. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Haskell Internship Experience Podcast. For more information about the internship experience, feel free to reach out to Michaela Hunter or myself, Ally Guilloux. See you next time.